Your average daily balance is the amount that your credit card finance charges are based on. And here's how it works. If I have money, let's say we're in March now. Okay, so let's say I paid my February bill and I paid all but $5. Okay, I carried $5 over, which means I'm going to be paying finance charges the following month. The finance charges are going to be based off of my average daily balance, not of February, but of March. Okay, so, or of that billing, the new billing cycle. Because my finance charges on the February bill were from the previous billing cycle, so my finance charges on the new bill will be, does that make sense? So they had to figure out your average daily balance. And so in order to do that, they look at the amount you owed for how many days. We had done one where we were given the number of days and the amounts that were owed, but now we're going to actually figure out those amounts and those days. So we can figure that out from our own statement. So we get our credit card bill, we can figure out our average daily balance to determine if they calculated it correctly or not. So you can check your credit card bill this way. And the next couple slides are going to give us the steps to how to do that. So the first thing we do is you do a 5-week, because weeks can fall in weird places and months have 31 days, not exactly 28. You look at the number of days in your billing cycle. In this particular account, where is it? Billing cycle days. Number of days in billing cycle, right there, 31. So this has 35 days on it because it's 7 by 5, 7 days, 5 weeks. So we take out 4 of them to make 31.
So every time you do 7 times 5?
Yeah, you always do 7 days and 5 weeks. And then take out the number of days from the bottom of the billing cycle. Now, if it was a 28-day billing cycle, you could just do 4 evenly. Does that make sense? Because 4 weeks is 28 days.
Oh.
But if it's anything more than 28 days, you need to put the 5th week on there. And so it's 31 days, so we're going to take out, basically we're going to take out these 4 here to give us 31 days. After we've done that, we find, we're going to see where the billing date is the 13th of November. So if we come back to the credit card statement, billing date, 13th of November, you start in the bottom corner with the billing date. This is the day they process the bill, and then you count backwards. So 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, November 1st, October 31st, 30th, 29th, 28th, 27th, and you fill it in backwards. And this will take you to the beginning of your billing cycle. Okay, and like I said, I copied this straight from the book, so it's like well written out. But basically, billing date, and you count backwards. Okay. After that, we come to the posted dates of each of the charges. Okay. So on the 25th of October, $67. On the 29th of October, $55. On November 5th, she had a payment of $160. So we put those in. Pluses for charges, minuses for payments. So plus 67 on the 25th, plus 55 on the 29th, minus 160 on the 5th. So this is where the statement is changing. It changes, that your balance changes every time you purchase or pay. So these are the dates where those changes occurred. The next thing you do is start with the previous balance, and you enter the previous balance up until there's a change. So if you come back to the bill, the previous balance is right here. So 829.30. So I enter 829.30 up until the first change. Then I add $67 to it, and that changes it to 896.30. And I keep it 896.30 until the next change, at which point I'd add another 55. So we're gonna just finish this one here. So I have 896.30. I'm going to add 55 to that, and it becomes 951.30. Now usually, do you see how the colors changed? If you change colors every time you do that, it makes it easier to count the number of days at each price. You don't have to though. Yeah.
What are we reviewing tomorrow?
This is not a review, this is new.
I mean tomorrow.
The test. Okay, then we've paid 160, so you've got to take the 160 out of the balance because it's paid. So I'm gonna do that one green. So that brings our balance down to 791.30, and it's gonna stay 791.30 until the very end. Okay, so we've done that, right? Okay. We now have all of the daily balances. I can count them up now. I have, at 829.30, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. So 11 at 891.30, sorry, 829.30. And then I had 1, 2, 3, 4 at 896.30. And then 1, 2, oops, wrong color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at 951.30. And then finally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 at 791.30. So that tells me how many days at each balance. Then you multiply these and you add them all up. So 829.30 times 11 is 91.22.30, and 896.30 times 4 and then 951.30 times 7 and 791.30 times 9. And then you add all those up. Okay, there's my crazy amount, and that's the number that gets divided by the number of days in the billing cycle. So here. This is the amount that the finance charges are based on. So I'm going to take that average daily balance times the monthly periodic rate, and that will give me my finance charges. Okay, so we found the average daily balance. Her monthly periodic rate can be found right here. But we have to convert it to a decimal first, so we move 2 places to the left. Oops. So we have that. And when you multiply that out, you get her finance charge should be $12.09. So we go back and we check finance charge $12.09. It matches. We're good. So there's that. Now the monthly periodic rate is equal to the annual percentage rate divided by 12. That's where you find that. So if you want to double check that, you can double check that as well. Okay. So 2 days at 501, 8 days at 629.68, 5 days at 686.51, 16 days at 733.84 gave us a total of 21,214.07, which we're really glad they don't use that to figure it out, right? Divide that by the 31 to get the 684.32. That is our average daily balance, which is C, which was 684.32. And this is what we're going to use to figure out our finance charges, A. We take that 684.32 and we multiply that times our monthly periodic rate, which is going to be 0.018. And we get 12.32. So those are our finance charges. Now to figure out our new balance, B, we take the previous balance, which was 576.32, minus our payment of 75, plus our new purchases, plus our finance charge. So I just come across here, this minus plus plus plus. If there were a late charge, you'd plus that too. So 576.32 minus 75 plus 232.52 plus 12.32. So that's our new balance. And then finally, our available credit is you take your credit line minus your balance. So our available credit in this case would be $1253.84.